Hi everyone, I'm David Wojcik and this is MBOT TV. Stories we covered this week: Premier Ford shakes up the inner circle of his cabinet. The Italian Contemporary Film Festival takes over at Square One. The Hoskins Report produces a solution in search of a problem, and Mississauga-based JD Factors celebrates 30 years in Canada. Welcome to MBOT TV, a weekly recap of what happened in business at the Mississauga Board of Trade and around the city of Mississauga. Let's dive in. For the first time, the Italian Contemporary Film Festival kicked off at Square One, and General Manager Greg Taylor was thrilled to host the event.
Well, tonight we're hosting for the first time the Italian Contemporary Film Festival at Square One in our Grand Rotunda. Well, the ICFF has been an existing film festival in the GTA for many years, and we're really proud to be hosting for the first time in the West End an expansion of the film festival to the west end of the city in this great grand space that we have, our Grand Rotunda. Well, Holt Renfrew just behind my shoulder here, their involvement and participation in tonight's event is tremendous. We have this really great marry-up between film and fashion, and we'll be having a fashion show that incorporates many of our great retail here at Square One.
JD Factors, an alternative financing source for growing businesses, is celebrating 30 years in Canada. Vice President Tina Capobianco gave us some details about what's in store for the celebration.
Well, this is our 30th year in business with JD Factors. We've been factoring and financing small and medium-sized businesses since 1989. The company was started by John Danis in 1989. He ran a factoring company in the U.S. and bought this little factoring company in Canada. He always had an affection for Canada. Our year this year is really focused on giving back to the community. We're doing a heart and stroke bike run July 31st. So factoring, it's the purchase of accounts receivables. It's a form of alternative financing. So once a company finishes a service or provides a good, we purchase that receivable from them as soon as it's done, give them the cash so that they can use that to run their business. Companies that should be factoring should be focusing on growth. We factor a lot of startup companies, and we factor businesses in any industry, anything where there's a completed service or a good that's delivered, that's a final sale.
If you want to stay up to date on current issues affecting business leaders, tune in to Your Business on Saga 960 AM, Fridays at 11 a.m. A one-hour business show where I interview industry experts on everything from motivating employees to boosting your bottom line. This Friday at 11 a.m., we explore Beer in the Corner Store, a national pharmacare program that Canadians don't care about, and a wrap-up of local political issues before the summer break. You can also listen online at www.saga960am.ca. Still to come is our political update with Brad Butt, who has news on Premier Ford's new cabinet team, a national pharmacare solution in search of a problem, and our upcoming events listing with Stephanie Giorgio. But first, are you looking for ways to save money on your employee benefits? The Chamber Plan can help.
The Chamber's plan now offers employee benefit programs with greater selection, higher coverage levels, and more value than ever before. Take another look and see why we're the choice of more small businesses than any other plan in Canada. The Chamber's plan. It's for your benefit.
The 2019 edition of MBOT's annual magazine and directory is in the works. This directory is an excellent way for you to gain recognition for your business. For more information, call 905-273-6151, press 0, and speak to your membership services manager today. Now for our political update, here's our Vice President of Government and Stakeholder Relations, Brad Butt. Brad?
Thanks, David. Last Thursday, in a massive way, Premier Doug Ford shuffled his cabinet. Finance Minister Victor Fedeli is off to the Economic Development, Job Creation and Trade Ministry, being replaced by Environment Minister Rod Phillips. Economic Development Minister Todd Smith is off to Children, Community and Social Services, while Lisa MacLeod leaves that post to be the new Minister of Culture, Tourism and Recreation. Monty McNaughton moves into Labour, and Caroline Mulroney is no longer Attorney General, having been moved into Transportation. But she will be joined by an Associate Minister of Transportation for the GTA in Kinga Surma. While Peel Region gets its first cabinet minister in Brampton MPP Prabmeet Sakaria, who becomes the new Associate Minister of Small Business and Red Tape Reduction. Other interesting new ministers include Stephen Lecce in Education and Ross Romano in Training, Colleges and Universities. MBOT will continue its robust engagement with the Ford government and looks forward to having many of the ministers continue to address us at future events. Mississauga City Council has approved its new development charges bylaw. The new bylaw includes DC rates and policies to be applied across the city to help pay for infrastructure required to support new growth. The new DC rates went into effect on June 19th. However, the 2019 DC bylaw provides for a transition period where building permits issued between June 19th and July 12th will pay the former 2014 DC rates as indexed. Well, the City of Brampton also approved its development charges bylaw that includes waiving development charges for any new office development in its downtown of over 50,000 square feet. So as Mississauga reviews its downtown strategy, this might be something it could adopt to encourage new office commercial development in Mississauga's city centre. While Mississauga has endorsed a parking master plan, the plan focuses on neighborhood or precinct approach to parking management that reflects the specific character and needs of each area. 4 parking precincts are recommended, each with its own goals and parking management principles. The plan's recommendations are designed to help meet the requirements of each neighborhood while setting out a future vision for the city as a whole. Mayor Bonnie Crombie and Economic Development Minister Navdeep Bains were in Paris last week at the Paris Air Show, along with a number of MBOT members who are in the aerospace sector. This event helps Mississauga showcase that it is a hub for the aviation industry, creating and sustaining jobs in our city. A leading credit agency says Premier Doug Ford's planned cuts are credit negative for Ontario's municipalities and local governments and will likely have to raise taxes, cut services, and find efficiencies of their own in order to bridge the gap. In a report released last Tuesday, Moody's found that the cuts made to public health agencies, paramedic services, and childcare and early years programs, along with the cancellation of the increase in the share of the gas tax, will leave municipalities more than $2 billion worse off over the next 10 years. While the changes benefit Ontario's credit profile, they are credit negative for the province's municipal governments, reads the report. Well, 2 weeks ago, the Advisory Council on the Implementation of National Pharmacare released its final report calling on the federal government to establish a national pharmacare program that works like Medicare. It proposes that the government enact national pharmacare through new legislation, embodying the 5 fundamental principles in the Canada Health Act. Universal, all residents of Canada should have equal access to a national pharmacare program. Comprehensive, pharmacare should provide a broad range of safe, effective, evidence-based treatments. Accessible, access to prescription drugs should be based on medical need, not ability to pay. Portable, pharmacare benefits should be portable across provinces and territories when people travel or move. And public, a national pharmacare system should be both publicly funded and administered. Back to you, David.
Thanks, Brad. With a listing of our upcoming events, here's our events manager, Stephanie Giorgio. Stephanie.
Thanks, David. And here's what's coming up at your Mississauga Board of Trade.
On July 3rd, Membership Matters is at MBOT, a session for new members to discover all the great benefits that your Mississauga Board of Trade has to offer. Seasoned members are always welcome to stop by for a refresher. On July 10th, join us at the Mississauga Grand Banquet and Convention Center for Good Morning Mississauga. Meet up to 100 potential business clients, partners, and suppliers before the start of your workday. Don't forget to book a speaker spot. Where else can you make over 100 cold calls in just 2 minutes? On July 17th, join us at the Porthouse Social Bar and Kitchen in Port Credit for our Engine Speed Networking for Young Professionals. Join other young professionals for an evening of networking, drinks, and some light snacks. Guests will greet each other in a series of brief exchanges during a set period of time.
Back to you, David.
Thanks, Stephanie. If you have any questions about how to make a nomination for our Awards of Excellence, register for an event, increase awareness for your business, or have your company featured on MBOT TV, contact your membership services manager by calling 905-273-6151 and press 0 to get connected. Details about these stories and events are available at www.mbot.com. Until next week, this is David Wojcik wishing you continued success in your business.